Estate planners. What's the most shocking way you've seen a family destroy itself over money? I've been drafting wills for 30 years, but nothing prepared me for the Whitmore family. When old Theodore died at 89, he left behind a $47 million fortune and 4 adult children who'd barely spoken in decades. They sat in my conference room like vultures circling roadkill, each one convinced they deserved the biggest piece. The will reading started normally enough. Theodore had left his art collection to his eldest son, his real estate empire to his daughter, and various investments split between the younger twins. Everyone seemed satisfied until I reached the final clause. To my faithful housekeeper, Elena Vasquez, who has shown me more kindness in 20 years than my own children ever did, I leave my primary residence and the sum of $15 million. The silence was deafening. Then chaos erupted. The eldest son, Brighton, started screaming that some foreign cleaning lady had manipulated their father. His sister Violet threw her purse across the room, shattering my coffee mug. The twins immediately started whispering about legal challenges, their manicured fingers already dialing their lawyers. That's when Elena spoke for the first time. "Mr. Theodore, he write me letters. He tell me you would be angry." She pulled out a thick manila envelope with trembling hands. Inside were handwritten notes documenting every family slight, missed birthdays, ignored phone calls, grandchildren they'd never introduced him to. But worse were the recordings. Theodore had been secretly taping family visits for 3 years. Brighton's voice crackled through my speakers. "Just hurry up and die already, Dad. We're tired of waiting for our inheritance." His sister could be heard in the background laughing and agreeing. The twins had apparently made jokes about pulling his life support during Christmas dinner. Elena had been the only one visiting him in the hospital. She'd learned English just to read him books when his eyesight failed. She'd held his hand during chemotherapy while his children argued over who had to drive him home. The family tried everything to break the will. They hired private investigators to prove Elena was scheming. They claimed Theodore had dementia, despite clear psychiatric evaluations from 3 different doctors. They even accused her of elder abuse and financial manipulation. But Elena had 20 years of Christmas cards, birthday notes, and photos of Theodore teaching her daughter to ride a bike in his garden. The court saw a lonely old man who'd found more family in his employee than his blood relatives ever provided. The case dragged on for 2 brutal years. Legal fees devoured half the estate. Brighton mortgaged his house twice to pay lawyers. Violet's marriage crumbled under the financial strain when her husband discovered she'd emptied their retirement accounts. The twins stopped speaking to each other over legal strategy disagreements and eventually sued each other. By the time Elena finally got the keys to Theodore's mansion, 3 of his children had filed for bankruptcy. The 4th moved out of state, broke and bitter, working at a gas station to pay rent. Last month, Elena invited me to her daughter's college graduation party. She's studying medicine, paid for by Theodore's gift. As I walked through his former home, now filled with laughter and 3 generations of Elena's family, I found a photo tucked behind a lamp. It showed Theodore at Elena's daughter's quinceañera, beaming while teaching her grandmother to waltz. On the back, he'd written, "Finally found my real family." The Whitmores got exactly what they'd given him all those years. Nothing.